Hello, Brigadiers and Brigadettes. Welcome, Blue Jackets fans and hockey fans alike. I am your captain speaking. Welcome to the podcast, and let's dive into some hockey content. Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday. Yes, we're going to be starting a new series, and it's basically because the news is super stale, and if I don't do this, then you're going to be really bored with whatever news I provide you. So, what are we going to be doing? I'll tell you what we're going to be doing. Today, what we're going to be doing is doing 3 questions for 3 teams, and it's going to be starting in alphabetical order. So the first team that we will have up today is the Anaheim Ducks, formerly known as the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim. I apologize, the lighting is probably terrible today. Not my fault, because it is raining and super cloudy. So with that being said, we're going to talk about these 3 questions, and I think they're pretty unique and interesting. Number 1, this is my first question for the Anaheim Ducks. Will the Ducks overuse John Gibson to get to the playoffs? If the season is shortened, which I do think it will be, then I could definitely see them, overriding John Gibson or overusing him in order to get to a playoff spot. We already know Gibson had, quote, a down year, but if you look at the advanced stats, then you can see the Ducks gave up the 4th most high danger chances in the league, and that does not mean good things for goalies. Especially Gibson, since he was a mainstay in the net last year. Starting goalies are going to give up, more goals and a worse save percentage in my mind. If you're playing on a team that's got a terrible defense and a defensive core especially that has allowed a lot of high danger chances, I just think that Gibson has had a bad blue line the past few years, and it's kind of hindered him, even though I still think he's a pretty good goalie. Regardless of the season Gibson had, I do think it's a common belief that Gibson is a top 10 goalie in the league and was part of the tandem increase that won the 2015-16 Jennings Trophy alongside Frederik Andersen. So, if the season is shortened to 48 games, I absolutely see the Ducks starting Gibson at least 30 of those games with the hopes of using him in order to get pushed back into the playoffs, probably as a wild card. I couldn't see them being top 3. That is, if we even know what the divisions look like, because the All-Canadian division seems to be a more and more likely thing. So I don't know what the divisions are going to look like, but I think if it's a shortened season, you can absolutely see John Gibson, being overused galore. Let's take a look at Gibson's stats over the past 3 years and see what Anaheim's got to work with. The 27-18 season, he had a record of 31-18-7, 2.43 goals against average. I don't know why I say goals above average every time. 926 save percentage and 4 shutouts. Very, very good year. 2018-19, a 26-22-8 record, 2.84 goals above average, and goals against average. Again, what is wrong with me? And a 917 save percentage with 2 shutouts. And then this most recent season, the 2019-20 season, 20-26-5 record. 20-26-5 record. Yeah, I think I said that. At first I thought I said 25. That'd be atrocious. 3.00, so he gave up 3 goals a game. 904 save percentage with 1 shutout. Now, obviously, Gibson has regressed in each of the 3 seasons, but I think we can provide an explanation for that. The defense has been bad. I don't know what else you'd want me to say. It has been bad. And if you want to look at 2 things, I can prove to you that the defense hasn't exactly been top-notch. In the past 3 seasons, they finished 7th worst, 2nd worst, and 4th worst when it comes to giving up high danger chances against. For the people that don't like analytics, I've got something else for you. They gave up the 6th worst, 7th worst, and again 7th worst in shots against. So either way you look at it, you can see the Ducks defense is pretty bad, and I don't think Gibson's a person to blame. Regardless, I still think that John Gibson is worth every penny of that 8-year, $51.2 million contract. Gibson is not the problem in Anaheim. It's the blue line. It's the defense. It is something that's going to have to be fixed, because if Gibson wasn't in net, this team would be the worst team in the league. I can almost guarantee it. But I do think that things are turning around for the Ducks. Here's the second question. Can the Baby Ducks provide enough scoring depth to make this offense palatable? There were only 5 teams in the league that were worse in scoring than the Ducks. And if you want them to be competitive this year, you're going to have some scoring depth from younger players. I think there's 2 guys I want to talk about here that I think really could be big pieces. Sonny Milano is one of those players, and I've watched a lot of Sonny since he played with the Blue Jackets, and I think he could provide some offense for the team. He was a first-round pick for the Blue Jackets in the 2014 season, and he really just never got a chance to play with us. He showed glimpses. The 2017-18 season, it seemed like everybody had a clicking point, and his clicking point was a 14-goal season, which is his career high so far. I will say that if you don't know what you're going to get with Milano, it's because he hasn't really had an opportunity to play a lot. He's only played 2 full seasons, and he was getting under 12 minutes of time on ice with Columbus annually, and besides his 14-goal season, he hasn't really got an opportunity to play, like I just mentioned. But his second best season is 7 goals for his high, besides that 14-goal season. I will say that it's promising that the time on ice jumped up from 12 minutes and 38 seconds this past season with Columbus to 15.5 minutes with Anaheim. Another promising thing is that Milano registered 5 points in 9 games, so his points per game was .56, not too shabby. The Ducks signed him to a 2-year, $3.4 million deal. I think that was a very nice, fair deal for both sides, and it gives him a chance to figure out what Milano will be, basically. And I think that's going to be a nice piece. He's paired on the second line, I think, right now, and I think he'll do some good things for him. Maybe a 20-goal season if we'll get crazy. Another name that brings some interest is Sam Steele. Sam Steele was part of the 2016 trade that sent Frederik Andersen to Toronto and allowed the Ducks to select him in the 2016 draft. Steele is a young player, and he hasn't really shown anything yet that's blown you away. He was selected in the second round, but he does seem to be progressing well, and at worst looks like an average player. Currently, he is on the third line, according to dailyfaceoff.com, and I think that a 35 to 40 point season for him would be a great year. This could show whether Sam is a future, core piece, or he's just kind of a bottom 6 forward. I don't think that he's ever going to be a stud that just lights it up and scores 30 goals a year, anything like that. But I do think that, 50 points a year would be pretty good for him. And if that was the case, it'd be great for the Ducks. And now the final question, which one of the main Ducks will have a breakout year? For me, it's Rickard Rakell. He had a 69-point season during the 2017-18 season, and he had back-to-back 30-plus goal seasons just a few years back. He has had some down years, I will admit that. And compared to those 30-plus goal seasons, I think it can be attributed to the fact that the supporting cast around him has been substandard compared to the rest of the league. So let's look at his past 4 years in order to see what I think. 2016-17 season, 33 goals, 18 assists, 51 points. Very good season scoring-wise. Didn't really dish out the puck, but that's fine. You score 30 goals, you're probably going to find a job in the league. 2017-18, 34 goals, 35 assists, 69 points. Don't laugh, that is his best season so far. 2018-19, 18 goals, 25 assists, 43 points. Was his worst season out of the past 3 years from 2016-17, that season, to the 2018-19 season. And then this past year, the 2019-20 season, 15 goals, 27 assists, 42 points. It was cut due to COVID, but he was on pace for about 50 points. He would have got about, 18 goals and 31, 2 assists, whatever it was. It was going to be right around there. Rickard Rakell is still only 27, and I think he's going to keep growing as a player. I think a 25-goal, 55-point season is very likely for Rakell, and I'm excited to see him play. And I think part of the problem, too, is this team hasn't been super talented the past few years, so as they were rebuilding, the talent around him was lessening, and everybody started to focus in on him more, and it was more of a, I guess you could say, tough job, because he had to provide the offense. He had to be a mainstay for the Ducks. And so I do think that he's going to end up being able to get a little bit more punch offensively. Overall, I think the team probably should be better, and I think they could be in the hunt for the playoffs as long as the blue line is better. I am really excited for these baby Ducks to play. Maxime Comtois should be another player. He's not listed on the lineup for dailyfaceoff.com, but I do think he'll be there. Sonny Milano, Sam Steele, I think they'll be huge. Silverberg, Rakell, Gibson. I want to see if they re-sign Ryan Miller in order to see if he could get to 400 wins all time, or 400 wins in total for his career. Overall, the Ducks are an exciting young team, and I think they'll be a lot more fun to watch this year than last year. This is the episode for Sunday. Everybody stay safe, and I look forward to seeing you again on Tuesday. Stay safe from COVID. Goodbye, Brigadiers and Brigadettes, and hockey fans in general. This is your captain signing off. Have a great week.